what I feel is that understanding how the developers are registering themselves in RERA is something which public really deserves to know, because they will be investing their hard-earned money. They will be giving their hard-earned money to someone who is actually developing their home where they will be living there the rest of their lives. What is exactly the registration process and how it really works?
The developer needs to go through registration process not because he chooses to get registered, but because it is mandatory for him before he launches a project.
Okay.
He has to get himself registered, and not only he has to get himself registered, but even the channel partners, they've also got to get themselves registered.
What's up, everyone? This is Yaman Suradia from iRead. At iRead, I'm the deputy manager and building Recap as a program. And today at iRead, we have one of the most special guests, Major General Satish Sahijpal. The name is enough for its introduction, but I would like to tell my viewers that he is an IIT alumni from 1964, and he has also served the nation in the 1971 war. And today, after completing 35 years of his service to the nation, he has dedicated the rest of the life for building real estate developments in North India. So, we welcome Major General Satish Sahijpal, sir. Sir, Jai Hind, and we welcome you to iRead today, and it's an honor to have you.
Thank you, Yaman. Thank you very much for extremely generous introduction.
You deserve it, sir. You deserve
I'm really grateful. Let's get on with what we have got together here.
Of course, sir. The thing is, the idea of sitting with you and having a conversation is to just make the viewership aware of iRead that what exactly RERA is, how it came into service, and what was the exact need of implementing RERA, especially in the entire India. And when it comes to North India, things have not been so much regularized before the pre-RERA period. So I would like you to put some light on what is exactly RERA and how it came into this.
Yeah, Yaman, actually from iRead, we have been putting across these messages in the form of YouTube, actually, which are of educational value, particularly for those who are interested in learning about real estate or who are keen on pursuing career in real estate.
Okay.
And I think introduction to RERA, I'm saying introduction particularly because if you want to go into the details of RERA, I think the entire act runs into something like, not the act and the regulation would run to something like 70 odd pages, but that's not the purpose. The purpose of today's brief introduction and interaction between you and me is to bring to light the most salient features of RERA, which actually stands for Real Estate Regulatory Act. Where it has been further amplified once it has been given. The Act has been passed on to the stage to formulate their own regulations. And the regulations have gone to state, and after that, the regulations are the ones which are being promulgated for implementation in those respective states.
Okay. Yeah. So, actually, the thing is, what I feel is that understanding how the developers are registering themselves in RERA is something which public really deserves to know, because they will be investing their hard-earned money they will be giving their hard-earned money to someone who is actually developing their home where they will be living there the rest of their lives. So I would like to, know this for my viewers, that what is exactly the registration process and how it really works for RERA.
Yeah, before talking about the process generally, let me first bring to home why was RERA necessitated? Why was the need felt to introduce an act like that?
Yeah.
Prior to, let's say, 2007 and before the act was actually promulgated, it was discussed in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha in 2016.
Okay.
And in May 2016 is the time when the act came through. And once they then passed it on to respective states, I can mention that in Haryana, actually, it came into effect from, I think, July 2017.
Okay.
So that's the time RERA actually came into being. Prior to that, the government and the people, or conversely, the people and the government, had been feeling that this entire real estate industry was loaded so hugely in favor of the developers. So it was felt that it is the end user who was perpetually being taken for a ride.
Yeah, they were.
And because he was all by himself, and the lobby of the builder was a much stronger lobby.
Yeah.
And therefore, an individual buyer or the end user was always at the receiving end. And he was being taken for a ride by, if I may use the word, by many unscrupulous developers.
Yeah,
Which had to be eliminated, and somehow this entire field had to be cleaned up.
Yeah.
And the government was extremely conscious right from the beginning that it must institute measures and bring in acts that will safeguard the interest of the end user, and bring in more accountability and transparency in the field of real estate development.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, in fact, let me continue to answer the next question that you asked. You want to know about the registration?
Yeah, the registration process that a developer needs to go through.
The developer needs to go through registration process, not because he chooses to get registered, but because it is mandatory for him before he launches a project.
Okay.
He has to get himself registered.
Okay.
And not only he has to get himself registered, but even the channel partners, the guys who all these real estate development products have to be marketed and sold through. They've also got to get themselves registered
with the RERA body.
With the RERA body.
Okay.
And the process of registration for the developer is that he goes to the website of RERA. That's number one. And the information that has to be provided for the registration is one, the correctness of the land ownership. Then the drawings, the designs, the various features, and another very distinct feature that has actually been introduced is that he has to spell out the carpet area that he'll actually be giving to the end users.
Okay.
This, not in contradiction, but this is basically to obviate or to prevent the misuse of these terminologies. Earlier, in the name of area that is to be given to the end user, he would be given all kinds of terminologies in the end, super area and built up area and carpet area and so on and so forth. What has now been mandated is that it will have to be carpet area, and it will have to be so spelled out actually in the registration documents that he will be submitting.
Okay.
And once he does that, then within 30 days, what has been stated is within 30 days, the state government or the RERA authority will come back and provide the registration. In case it takes longer than that, then it will be presumed that, yes, the registration has been accepted, and the rest of the work will proceed thereafter.
Okay. So what are the kind of compliances of RERA, which may affect the developer and may affect the people who are actually the customers?
I think that question of yours actually will bring us to the crux of today's discussion.
Okay.
What RERA actually stipulates.
Yeah.
One is that any project which has more than 8 units actually falls within the preview of RERA.
Okay.
And if it has an area of larger than 500 square meters, that will fall within the preview. Then, as I mentioned earlier, the carpet area has to be stated.
Okay.
That the developer has to mention the time by which he will actually be completing the project.
Okay.
He will also have to mention, now that it will go down in the agreements, that whatever delay occurs at the lead down rate, he'll be giving penalty to the clients or to the customers.
Yeah. Okay.
Those are the essential features of RERA. And if there's any other specific question you'd like to ask.
So that you had just said that the interest or the penalties will be paid by the developer if in case he delays the project, if in case he, delays the kind of the construction or the things which he has quoted before launching and post launching of the project.
For delay, for delay, he will be giving the interest
Okay.
to the end user at the same rate at which he will be charging interest for the delayed payment by the customer.
Okay.
Because that's legislated. Once a certain amount of interest is legislated for the customer to be given in case of delayed payment, the same rate of interest will have to be applicable or will have to be paid, levied on to the developer. If or in case he delays delivery of the project by whatever extent.
Okay. So what are the rights of the customers in RERA?
Rights of the customers are one, that he'll be privy to all the information that is to be provided. The drawings and specification will have to be provided.
Okay.
Then the developer cannot carry out any changes or alterations in the project at the time of execution unless an agreement or an approval has been obtained from 2/3 of the number of customers.
Okay.
That's an essential feature. And then he is entitled to the penalty or the fine or the interest in case there is delay. Those are mainly the rights of the customer. Yeah.
Fine. According to the rules and regulations, what are the filing process is all about? I mean, what are the things which are included in filing process?
Process of registration I have already mentioned.
Yeah.
In case the customer or the client has any problem.
Yeah.
Problem means issue, or if he wants
any challenges which wants to be filed.
Lodge a complaint.
Yes, of course.
There is quite simple. He goes to the RERA site and he uploads. He very briefly states the problem that he has, and then he also makes out 3 copies of the documents to support his own proof of payment or proof of whatever he's actually submitting to the RERA authority, and then he also files that manually or physically. It has to be submitted with the RERA authority, and then he submits, and within a stipulated period then his grievance is redressed.
Okay.
And in case there is any defect or problem with the quality of the construction or the payment, or if there are any kind of irregularities where he thinks he's being treated unfairly, he is entitled to go to RERA and submit his complaint.
Okay. So it has been a really informative session from your end. So one last question, if you would like to answer it, that so why you are actually dedicating the rest of your time to real estate? Any specific motivation that you are actually providing this knowledge, and you are actually helping the corporates to understand, and my viewers, that exactly what is the specific motivation for real estate from your? One last question.
That's a very difficult question for me to answer. My interest in real estate. But prior to that, what I'd like to mention is that RERA, it is almost overdue actually for this kind of an act actually to be legislated by the government, because it is always the customer who has been at the receiving end.
Yeah,
and in the because of the lack of accountability, lack of transparency, lack of fair interaction between the developer and the client. Now, this act, it is hoped that it will safeguard most of the interests. To what extent this entire thing is going to be successful, I would like to believe honestly, that because of the RERA introduction, lots of fly-by-night kind of developers have actually disappeared from the market. Even now, when I go to the market, I find only the prominent, the major, the absolutely short developers have remained in the field. And I would therefore like to believe that all the projects that are being launched will see their fruition, and they will get completed in due course of time. My personal involvement in the real estate, I think a lot of it actually is just been a course, the way events have actually unfolded in my life.
Okay.
Particularly after having spent 35 years in the army.
Yeah.
I I came out, and because I am by training and by qualification, I'm a civil engineer. I'm a BTech honors from IIT Kharagpur. So anything connected or related to some kind of a construction or probably creation is something that subconsciously I must have been wanting to do.
Okay.
And therefore, as soon as I came out, I was made the director infrastructure with a new organization called NTRO.
Oh, wow.
When I left NTRO, I had a spell in DLF,
Okay.
which was then planning to do a number of SEZs actually in the country.
Okay.
When I completed my spell with the DLF, then there is this FDI that is coming in from England, bringing in a certain amount of money, and they intended to do tier 2 cities projects. And one thing led to another, and I came as the SPV head of the project that was happening here in Gurgaon. I spent about 10 years with them.
Wow.
And since then, by course of chance, you might say, or my affinity towards the construction activity or creating residential or commercial units is the reason why I have been associated with the real estate so much.
Well, that has been a really phenomenal conversation with you, sir. And we really thank you for spending time with us at
It's
IREED.
been a pleasure, yeah.
Thank you so
Pleasure
much,
is
sir.
always mine. Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.